I'm Sheriff Shayne Heap of Elbert County, Colorado, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. As the debate over gun laws and rights continues in our state and in our nation, I believe it's time that we talk about something far more important. In all the legislation that has been passed, it's appalling to me that nothing has been done to actually physically protect our children. The tragedy at Sandy Hook School was used by the politicians as the reason for the legislation, but our children are no more safe today than they were before this huge national debate started. Something has to be done now to protect our children. For those of us in law enforcement, it is clear that the state and national legislators are not going to do anything to help us. The political interests that are so heated that headlines become more important than actually helping our children. The risk still exists that we could have another school tragedy. While our state and federal government has done a wonderful job of making us fight amongst ourselves on these issues, I was reminded in the aftermath of the Boston Marathon bombing how this nation really works. As soon as the bombs went off, people from every walk of life ran to help the injured. There were no divisions of Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal. People, not legislators, made the difference that day. When we have a problem in our country, people pull together. That is, unless the politicians can divide us first. We're not going to let that happen anymore when it comes to our children. It's time we pull together to protect our children and communities and quit waiting on a dysfunctional political system to help. Here in Elbert County, we're doing something about it now, and we're going to continue to work on it until we're satisfied that our children are safe. Here's what we're going to do. First, we need protection at our schools. Sandy Hook did everything they could to make their school secure. The one thing they could not do was have a uniformed law enforcement officer at their school. That's the only thing that could have stopped a determined and armed shooter. We want to do something about that in our schools by utilizing retired and reserved officers to be on duty at the schools. These are certified law enforcement professionals, many with years of dedicated service. The second step we're going to take is to provide law enforcement visibility around our schools. We will use our technology to give deputies the flexibility to remotely file paperwork from their squad cars. Rather than doing reports in the office miles away from our schools, they'll be in school parking lots, watching and working at the same time. This keeps our deputies in the field where they need to be if trouble arises. In the next 30 days, we'll be implementing a program called Text to Tip, where high school students can anonymously text information to the sheriff's office or local police if they feel threatened or suspect a crime has been committed or will be committed. Soon it will be expanded to middle school students. Another program we will be implementing is called Youth Mental Health First Aid. Youth Mental Health First Aid is a public education program which introduces participants to the unique risk factors and warning signs of mental health problems in adolescents. This builds understandings of the importance of early intervention and, most importantly, teaches individuals how to help a youth in crisis. The Sheriff's Office will provide a trained instructor for this program. This program has been proven around the globe and is now available here in the States. If it helps us spot a kid in trouble before they harm themselves or others, we already offer a school resource officer unit, but we're expanding. We're expanding it so we can do more. We can provide school intruder safety assessments, drills for intruders, lockdowns, and natural disasters. We do a lot, but we're willing to do a lot more. Even though these things will cost money, we're going to do them. And we're going to keep working to fund these things because our kids are worth it. We know that the state and federal governments are not going to help us until it meets some political purpose for them. We aren't waiting. Just like the good people across this country, when trouble arises, we're going to get something done. I want to encourage you. Quit letting the politicians drive wedges between us. You and I are the ones that can make a difference. We can make something positive happen. We can make something positive happen if we ignore the bickering of our politicians and refocus on keeping our children safe. We can't wait for their leadership or their funding. I encourage you to do something in your community or your county. Get together with other people and protect the children. You may not agree politically, but we can all agree on the fact that we should not rest until we know our kids are safe, when they go to school, when they play in the park, or just when they walk down the street. Just because the politicians have failed us, we shouldn't fail our kids. Thank you.